The Demifiend's radical transformation Shin Megami Tensei 3, Nocturne, is impactful because it rejects traditional JRPG heroism in favor of a visceral philosophical metamorphosis. In this video, I will refer to the protagonist Demifiend rather than Naoki Kashima, or other names assigned to the protagonist, as this is a game character analysis and not necessarily assessing the narrative media pieces that were created adjacently to it. Welcome to Heronalysis. Unlike protagonists who grow strong to fulfill destiny, his evolution from a helpless human to a demonic force is a violent, player-driven rebellion against cosmic order. The Magatama parasites he consumes corrupt his body and soul, turning power into a Faustian bargain, where, while his silence forces players to imprint their own moral weight onto his actions, this isn't a story about saving the world, or reshaping it, or annihilating it based on ruthless ideological choices, but rather a nihilistic analysis that goes through each of these to understand the weight that they can carry or not. By making the transformation painful, ambiguous, and irreversible, Nocturne challenges JRPG tropes where growth is always righteous. Instead, the Demifiend's journey asks, what are you willing to become to survive in a world that has already ended? His design influences darker RPGs by proving that a protagonist's strength can lie not in virtue, but in their capacity to embody the player's most defiant, monstrous, and transcendent choices. The Demifiend's silence is essential to Nocturne's storytelling because it turns him into a blank canvas for existential choices that his lack of voiced dialogue forces players to project their own moral reasoning onto his actions, making each ideological alignment, the Shijima, Musubi, Yosuga, or True Demon, feel very personal. A voiced protagonist would probably undermine this by imposing a fixed personality, tone, or emotional bias, reducing the weight of player agency. His silence also amplifies the game's oppressive atmosphere. In a ruined world where gods and demons debate the future of existence, his wordlessness makes him feel like a wild card, neither human nor demon, but something evolving beyond both. By refusing to speak, he becomes a mirror for the player's own philosophy, something a predefined voice would inevitably restrict. Nocturne's brilliance lies in making protagonists as silent as a meaningful way to communicate the chaos around him. The Demifiend's ideological struggle throughout the story is impactful because it elevates choice from narrative consequence to existential warfare. Unlike most JRPGs where morality is often binary, good versus evil, Nocturne forces players to wrestle with the flawed, extremist philosophies, whether it's Yosuga's social Darwinism, Shijima's sterile order, or Musubi's solipsistic rebirth, each offering a brutal vision of salvation in this world. There is no easy compromise. Aligning with a reason means annihilating all other possibilities, making every decision feel cosmically consequential. This approach rejects traditional heroism. Instead of framing power as a corrupting, negotiating force with the universe itself, the Demifiend's struggle resonates because it mirrors real ideological conflicts, where no side is purely righteous and conviction demands sacrifice. By refusing to sanitize its themes, Nocturne challenges JRPGs to treat player agency not as a means to an ending, but as a philosophical weapon that reshapes reality. The Demifiend defies traditional RPG tropes of destiny and redemption by embodying raw existential agency. He isn't a hero fulfilling a prophecy, but a rogue variable who reshapes reality through sheer defiance and force. While JRPGs frame power as a tool for salvation, Nocturne ties the Demifiend's growth to consuming and corrupting forces, Magatama, demon fusion, as primary examples, making strength inseparable from ideological compromise. Gameplay reinforces this by punishing hesitation. Survival demands ruthless adaptation, and the infamous difficulty mirrors his metamorphosis from victim to usurper of godlike powers if you complete the full story. By rejecting redemption arcs and predetermined fate, the Demifiend forces players to confront a darker truth that in a world without meaning, the only destiny is one you seize or destroy. This radical departure inspires RPGs to treat player choice not as a narrative flavor or a floor stand, but as a violent philosophical upheaval. And thank you so much, dear viewer, for listening. Please subscribe, follow, and keep notifications on for the next video.